I mean, I think we had one of our better practices. I think there's, you know, getting a little more confident. We're shooting the ball better. That helps. And we got our full team back. I mean, Jace is back. His conditioning isn't there yet. So it'll take a little time on that when you're off 3, 4, 5 days. But practiced a little bit yesterday. Practiced pretty much full go today. And everybody else is good to go. So we're good to go.
Probably helped to heal the ankle a little bit more too.
Yeah, that's one thing. And I think he's as close to 100% as you can be. And then, we just feel like Minnesota's a funny team. They're missing they're missing their best guard, Mitchell. And I'm expecting him to play, but he's been out. He's missed like 7 games. But don't know. And they've been in every game. They lost 3 games by a total of 10 or 11 points. So, as you know, it's not an easy place to play up there.
Most of us haven't seen you since Maui. Were those 3 games the kind of wars you hoped for and maybe this team needed?
Yeah, because I think there were 3 completely different kinds. We had Colorado, who just ran their offense to death. We had Memphis, who I thought punched us right in the face. And, we responded pretty good the first half and not as good, although the second half, give them credit, they made some shots. And the third one, we played against 3 guards that are as good as any we'll play all year. So, and then I got a chance to watch UConn. I got a chance to watch Auburn. And so, Maui was good for us, but no banner hanging, so wasn't that good.
What did you learn about your team on that trip, especially game 3 when you saw some changes in the lineup and guys that were stepping up like Frankie and obviously Booker?
Yeah, you hope. What you learn in game 3 of a tournament is the teams that want to be there usually win games. And so I was anxious to see how our team would respond. I knew that Carolina, those guards are so good. And I thought we responded pretty well. We did get more out of Book, and I think that's really critical. And to do that without Jace was even more critical. So, those guys, those guards between Jace and Jeremy and Trey, and they're kind of a close-knit bunch, and right now we're getting a lot out of them.
Did you like what with Trey starting and the way that brought Frankie up? Did you like that rotation?
I don't know. I mean, in fairness, that was more Frankie just trying to find himself too. I do like Trey coming off the bench because he brings us a spurt coming off. But what we'll do is we'll see how the next couple games go as far as how we're gonna do those things. Just like I think in some ways, even inside, there could be some changes, not for anything negative, just to try to figure out who's coming off the bench the best and who starts the best. And so I think it helped Frankie to do what he did. Maybe it'll help some other people.
The rotation isn't as deep, though, when you start Big Ten play, is it? Or is it?
It's going to start out deep for me. I don't know. It depends how people play, but yeah, I mean, I still think we're going to play some people, and I think it's one of our strengths. Our strength is our numbers, and if it's one of your strengths, you got to continue to do it until it becomes a weakness.
How do you think they physically handled those 3 games in 3 days?
Pretty good. I thought we were really, and then to go to overtime. I was disappointed it went to overtime. We were up 78, 71 or whatever we were. We made a couple of boneheaded plays, but some of it is the opposition. I mean, they're a pretty good team. They came back from 20 down against Kansas and could have beat them at the end. So, we're not a finished product yet. We're still a work in progress by a long shot. And as you learn this weekend, as I said, rankings mean nothing right now because football, I think 13 of the top 25 teams got beat, and a bunch are getting beat in basketball. I'm not sure anybody knows who's what yet. What I have liked about our team is we've been pretty consistent. Even in the loss, we were fairly consistent. Some of those teams out there were down 20-some. And, Auburn came back and won, but they were still down 20. There was we were consistent. Unfortunately, including our three-point shooting, it's been consistent. But I think it's about to take a turn. I mean, we've really been shooting it well in practice, and that's what I really want. I want consistency out of our team, and we want to get our three-point field goal percentage down a little bit. Turnovers have been okay. Rebounds have been pretty good. See what we can do from there.
How did Jeremy had a couple moments late in that Carolina game? How has he responded since? What sort of conversations have you had about that?
A lot of conversations. But, I still think, or I told you Jeremy I thought would be 100% earlier. I think he's, close to that physically. But if you watch, sometimes he's falling down still in that. And kind of was like I was with my hip when I was walking, And I think he's healthy enough. It's just retraining himself now. And, made a couple of bad mistakes. And what I really enjoyed most in that game is sometimes Jeremy makes excuses. He came over the bench. He said, "That's my fault," and this and that. He was really down. 13 other guys picked him up, and that was one thing we brought up in the locker room. And then he bounced back and made a couple big plays down the stretch in overtime. So that's sometimes you learn things about your team without even the play itself. It's what happens in the bench or the locker room. And that was a signature moment to me that I told them, you've had their back on some things. Today they had your back, and that was a good thing.
When you've got some newer guys, some younger guys in bigger roles, do you have to impress upon the idea of starting well in conference play and knowing it is a marathon, but starting can affect?
Yeah, well, last year we were 0-2. We got beat up there, and so we owe them one too. But I think Ben is a good coach, and I think he's done a good job. They're really good defensively. They're only giving up 50-some points a game. They've been really good defensively. So, we're making this a big weekend because you got 2 conference games and then you got a break for like 3 weeks. So we're going to put a lot into Wednesday night, and you should.
How much different are they from a year ago?
Well, they're different right now. I mean, some of it depends on the guard that played, but if you watch their team, they're struggling shooting the ball too, but yet they got some guys that are 2 for 18. And everybody says, wow, he can't shoot. Well, Jaden Akins was 3 for 21 or something at one time. So we know some of those shooters can shoot it. We know that they were 36, 35, 38% shooters last year. And so that'll be a big thing. We still gotta play defensively. We got to get our running game going and not turn the ball over. And as you know, not an easy place to play up at the barn. But I think our guys, judging by today, are really excited to go up there.
You think you like the way Trey's seeing the court and doing some quarterbacking? How's that part of his game?
I do. And he's shooting the ball better. That's the thing. As much as he's played pretty well at the point, he's played even better at the 2. As far as shooting the ball. So, I mean, he's in a good place right now. But it's, we can't get carried away by one game for our team or for each individual player. But I think we made some progress. And what's going to be a lot of progress left to be made.
Is there a need to find a go-to guy? You probably won't find Tyson Walker out here, but is there a need to find somebody that you can go to?
Yeah, I think there is, and I still think Jaden could be that guy. Today he was really good today. Different. We got to do it in different ways, but Tyson was unique, because he could get a shot for himself and everything else, but. I feel more and more comfortable where Jaden has been lately, and I think he's going to be still the guy to go to.
We'll chase those 2 games that he did play.
Seemed like he stacked some pretty good performance.
Yeah, that's a shame because he had a career high, I think, or best game, one of his best games in the Memphis game, and he was even playing a little hurt in that game. I mean, so we missed free throws. He missed a couple. We missed a couple other ones. That was a big thing in that game for a team that's been shooting so good from the line. So we really emphasized that this week too, that don't get cocky because we're an 80% free throw shooting team, because all of a sudden we shot 60-some and it cost us maybe a game.
Do you want him, I don't think he's taken more than 8 shots in a game this year. Do you want, it's been really efficient 8, and I'm just wondering, do you want more volume from him, or are you pretty happy with the way he's sort of picking
The
and
one
choosing?
thing that's different about Jace than most of the other guys, his basketball IQ and his savvy. I'm comfortable that he picks and chooses his shots. He's a good driver. Now he's starting to kick out. He has a knack to get shots up. Maybe something I didn't do early is, give him the ability to do that, because I wasn't sure exactly. But now I'm comfortable if he takes 10 or 12 shots, if he takes 6 shots. I want to keep getting our shots up, meaning, we got to get 65, 63 shots up. And that's the thing that's important to me. Keep our running game going, keep getting shots up. Our guys inside haven't had as many touches as I'd like to see, so we emphasize that this week too.
It's going to be a challenge against this defense, though, to get that.
Yeah, it's going to be a big challenge. They are solid defensively, and they got some size, and they got a couple guys that are playing better. One big kid that hardly played at all early in the year played dynamite last night. So, we got, everybody talks about all these teams that are good and bad or indifferent. Nobody knows so much about so many of them. Nobody knows about injuries. Nobody knows what these guys did at other schools. So you see one for 18 and you say, he can't shoot, But we know different because we've watched film on him with the school he was at before this when he shot 37%. So those things get complicated for fans, media, not for coaches.
Not like you can go back to last year's scout either, the way everything is anymore.
Nope.
Is this the first time?
Big Ten play would be comforting in that sense. Like, at least we know these guys, right? Now it's
Yeah, we got a couple teams in our league that got 10, 11 new guys.
And you got 4 new teams.
And we got 4 new teams. God, it sounds like my job not very good right now.
It seems in practice you're less upset with missed shots than passing up decent shots.
I am, because I think that's why you miss shots. Through my career, there's always been, doesn't want to play freshman, doesn't want to let guys shoot. No, I want guys to be ready to shoot and shoot good shots. And when they're passing up a good shot, it's probably because they're not confident. So I don't sit there and say, be confident, Billy. I say, shoot the damn ball, So it's a different way of saying the same thing, I guess.
Is this the first time you've gone across the Pacific, Hawaii or Alaska or otherwise, going back a number of years, where you didn't have to get right back to a game when you got back? Is it nice to have a few days?
Well, it was, and we did that on
recharge?
purpose. And, the schedule's kind of crazy, pretty soon we're going to play 3 games in 20-some days, I don't know what we can do about it. KP and I, we tried with finals, with this, with that. But the one good thing is by not playing the ACC Big Ten Challenge, which I enjoyed, but that was always on Monday or Tuesday, it seemed like, and so we were always stuck coming back and had a big game immediately. Now we come back and have a conference game, but we get 1 extra day, and I think that'll help some. Although, some teams played on Sunday, like Minnesota did, UConn did, because they didn't want to go too many days without. So if you win, you did it the right way. If you lose, you did it the wrong way. I can guarantee you that.
Having Big Ten games the first week of December, that's different.
It is.
So
it is. I don't know if I love that either, but I don't think we have a choice. So
we'll end up with more probably at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you think this is the most battle-tested you guys have been going into conference play in some time?
No. We played a couple of years. We played Celtics, the Lakers, so there were a couple that were. Now, I do think like a Memphis, I think they were way better than I thought. And they had 8 seniors and grad students playing. Those were some tough men that we played against. I do think, I think Colorado was a good team. I think North Carolina is a very, very good team. I think Kansas is a very, very good team. I think where it helped us is I think Samford was a very good team and a very difficult team to play against. So we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think things are going to iron out for another month, if I was to be honest with you. That's my theory anyway, and I've stuck with it from the beginning of the year, so I'll still stick with it now. We'll see how people adjust and handle some success and handle some failure. I mean, the football weekend was mind-boggling to me, and make sure we don't start any fights or anything. But other than that, it was insane how teams got beat, and upset, and scores, and not of any surprise to Tom Izzo, because I've been saying that since that first press conference.
You mentioned about Sanford too, but kind of along those lines. But can you remember a year where you played this many varied styles this early?
That, I would say, is a good statement. Probably the most different styles of teams we've played. Yes, I would say that is very, very true. And I don't know where it'll go from here, but that should help prepare us for the pressing and this and that. Even played against some zone, and so yeah, I'd say that's true.
Ben does a little bit of pressing. Ben does a little bit of pressing.
Yeah,
up and down.
he does a little pressing.